seems like the most important thing that as a real estate professional that matters right now in this market is experience. And I've been doing this now for 16 years, and I'm seeing a lot of different ways where there's mistakes happening inside the market. And it could be on preparing the listing, knowing what needs to be done, knowing what doesn't need to be done, what the sellers can get away with. There's a lot of prep work that goes involved in getting these houses ready, and obviously you want ultimately the return on investment to come back to the sellers. And I've seen properties, have incorrect listing prices. In some cases, they're being listed 20 or 50 grand below where they should be at with the current market that we're in. I've also seen properties overpriced and sitting in the market, and that's not good. Knowing when, and how to launch the listing, and when to release the different marketing elements, when to start and stop showings, negotiating the offers, and deals right now, we're dealing with things that, with rent backs and waiving inspections and increasing deposits and having appraisal gaps and all these different factors go into putting that deal together smartly. One thing that comes to mind when I think about negotiating, we had an offer on a property that got listed about a week and a half ago, and the first person in there made an offer and they wanted an answer by 5 o'clock that night. Well, they were $30,000 above the listing price, so the owners were floored. And I could tell, but based on the activity that we had coming up, it was worth a small gamble basically to let these other showings happen. So we ended up showing the property for another 2 or 3 days. That same buyer came up another $21,000. So the seller made 21 grand just by not accepting that first offer when it came in right away. Now, sometimes you should accept your first offer, but not every situation is the same. Knowing what to coach the buyers in this market in terms of their offer price, helping them not pay too much, or helping them understand why they should pay a certain amount and where to cap that amount, where we see values going and kind of where to stay steady and hold on that. So conversely, having the experience to have dealt with many lenders, attorneys, and agents in the marketplace, that allows us to get the best read when it comes to representing a seller in a multiple offer situation. We know who is pleasant to deal with, who's not going to be, creating issues out of small factors and really creating speed bumps throughout the process. It's definitely a tricky market and to understand and navigate for different reasons. It's one of the most difficult things to get ahead of the shifts, comprehending the figures and the data and being able to understand, where the opportunities actually are. So this is a tricky market to understand, navigate. It's one of the most difficult things to get ahead of the shifts, comprehending the figures and the data, and being able to understand where the opportunities are. I mean, really, when you're hiring an agent, the most important thing and the biggest value they can bring you is all those years of experience. You deal with a doctor, a lawyer, or any professional in that sense, you want to go with the one who has the most experience. And in this market, that's never been more important. So if you're buying, selling, or investing in the market today in the Capital Region, give the field team a call today at 518-669-1804, and we'll get you the home field advantage.